What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to the final home and away review of the season. Let's get into it. So, last night we played Essendon, the final home and away game, 24 rounds, long season, and deservedly so. We are minor premiers for the 20th time in our club's history. The first time since 2010, 2011, we went back to back with minor premierships. We're back on top, and it has been an incredible season. A little bit of a roller coaster lately, but it's just rewards for what we have been able to achieve this season. At the start of round 19, before we took on Carlton, we were 16-2, 3 games clear on top after that amazing, incredible Port Adelaide win. We finished the season 18-5. Yes, we've had a bit of a weird one these last couple of weeks, but we're 2 from 3 in the last 3 games, and it's really deserving. And the atmosphere and the vibes after the game, during the game, were just, I said it on Twitter, they were immaculate. Like, everyone just going off, singing, dancing, and these things, and Fly said it in his press conference as well, these things need to be celebrated. It is a long season. It is a slog of a season. And we are, after 24 rounds, we are on top. And we've been on top for I can't remember when was the last time we weren't on top. Would have been towards the start of the season, maybe. But yeah, so we've been on top for most of, or the majority of the season. And it's just, it's a reward for effort. And I'm so freaking... I watched my thing. I'm so freaking proud of this team and what we've been able to do, and proud of Craig McRae, what he's been able to do, and all these players, and it's just the fans, breaking records for how many, one, our membership record, and 2, how many people we're getting into the games and stuff, and over 1 million fans, and it's nice, and we're minor premiers. Like, what more can you say? It's, cheer, fuck Ricken for Ricken. Be loud, be proud. We're Magpies, man. They already think that we're arrogant anyway, so we may as well play up to it and celebrate it. And already, I'm seeing people on Twitter, because Twitter is just an absolute cesspool, right? But I'm a part of the cesspool. But still, you already see it. Oh, they're celebrating like they won the premiership. Oh, August premiers, blah. It's like, bro, like, a bunch of fun suckers. Opposition supporters, for the most part, are fun suckers. Minor premiership, they would kill to be in our position right now. It's just jealousy. Jealousy is an absolute curse, and it doesn't look great on them. But minor premiers, celebrate, enjoy it. We have qualified. Craig McRae for the last 8 weeks has just been, well, probably a bit longer, has just been saying we need to qualify. It doesn't matter where you finish, right? Preferably top 4 so you can get a double chance. But it doesn't matter where you finish, as long as you qualify, because the finals are another season. The other season starts, and we've qualified in pole position. When that final starts, right, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're first or if you're 8th, because it just goes up another notch. And we'll talk a little bit about this in our preview for the game, whoever we play. But we've qualified now. Enjoy it, take it a day at a time, and now let's talk about the game. So the Bombers were coming off at an 126-point loss to the Giants the week previous. They had made a raft of changes, and I said in my previews and stuff and the team talk that I still thought that they would give us as much as they could. I thought they were really going to come out and hit us hard and just kind of run with us a little bit, because that's just classic Collingwood. But putting on 11 straight goals and having our biggest first quarter of the season was just brilliant to watch. It was magical, at times. And people will say, oh, but it's just Essendon there. They are where they are, with just hats. And it was, to be fair, it was just Essendon. And they, at times, they did look like traffic cones. And I know they kicked 3 goals for the game. But we needed a game like this where we can put the team to the sword. We can, and go into the finals with momentum. The last thing you want to do is, go into the finals with a loss. I think that just halts momentum a little bit. But now we can go into that, and we saw especially in that first half. The second half we were kind of a little bit subdued, but especially in that first half when we put on those 11 goals, we were seeing that run, that dash, that carry that we saw at the start of the season and throughout the majority of the season that we haven't seen for the last 4 or 5 weeks. So that was really good to see as well, and getting that dash and that run back, and even if it was against traffic cones, but it was just good to see that exciting Collingwood football come through, and it's just a preview of what we can do and what we will do in the finals. A couple of other little things to sort of look at from that game is that's probably in our top 3 most accurate games. It was, what do we end up with? 16-5. And, accuracy obviously plays a big part in football, right? Bad kicking is bad football. We've seen that numerous times, especially recently with us and just, kicking poorly. So 16-5 is really good reward for effort. There's that sort of saying again. What I loved was our run and gun, our scoring from defensive halves. We ended up scoring 7 goals from defensive halves. So, we are ranked number 1 in scores from our defense, and the media and stuff, they say that's, premierships are won from forward half. And I think before this game, we were ranked 12th or 13th from scoring from forward half chains. We play off the defensive half, right? That's just our game. You would need to buck a trend, but that's just our game. And it was, again, on full display. And it was just beautiful to see finally after weeks of not really being there. In saying that, there were parts of the game where Essendon tended to control a little bit more of the ball. There were some passages where, they went from half backward to forward, and I think they kicked a goal. They kicked, 2 in a row. I know they only kicked 3 goals, and you can't really, pick apart such a good effort, a great effort in general. But, it's far from perfect. There's still little bits that we can definitely work on. One thing I was really happy about was our pressure. We're a good pressuring side, 68 tackles to 59, 17 of those tackles inside our forward 50. So, we averaged 9 or nearly 10 tackles in our forward 50 a game this year. We got 17 yesterday. So that's something that's really good to see. The pressure's up, the defensive half, the running out is great. So those, especially our defense, keeping Essendon to only 3 goals. I know they kicked 13 points or whatever they kicked, but keeping it only to 3 goals is great. And that comes a lot with pressure, pushing them wide. They weren't having really easy shots for goal. So all of that helps. And all of that is something that we haven't seen for the last few weeks. And we're starting to see it now at the right time. In regard to some of these players, Tom Mitchell had an outstanding game. He's come into form the last couple of weeks. There was a bit where, he wasn't up to scratch, whether that was an injury or just, out of form, or, Craig McRae doesn't like talking about form, but whatever it was, he just wasn't up for it a little bit, but now he's come back into it. And we know that finals is congested, high pressure, clearance footy, and that's exactly what we brought in the Wombat for, Wombat? That's what we brought in Tom Mitchell for, to do that in and under work. 7 clearances, 33 disposals, so he gets the Tom Mitchell over 30 disposals, 6 tackles, so he did everything right. He was in the thick of the action, and we love to see it. Jordan De Goey had another good game on his return, 1 goal, 4 clearances, 3 tackles, and 500 metres gained. So we did miss him last week against the Lions. We did miss his run, just his ability to bull the midfield. Jack Ginnivan had an outstanding first quarter and just an outstanding game. 17 disposals, 3 goals, 5 marks, nearly 400 metres gained. He has cemented his place in this team now. And, in the previous video, we talked about Craig McRae saying, hunger. And if you take something away from someone, their strive to be more in it, or to want it more, sorry. Jack Ginnivan, his automatic starting spot's taken away from him. And over these last couple of weeks, he has put more notches in his belt with regards to what he can do around the field. I don't think he was getting, close to 17 disposals when he was playing at the start of the season or even last year. And a 3-goal return is great. His pressure was really good, So I think he's got a place in this team, definitely, especially with Bobby Hill in this side, who came back in. Like I said, he lets Bobby play a bit higher up forward. That's that sort of ultra attacking defensive mix that Bobby has is just, something that we miss when Bobby hasn't been playing. We missed that. We missed that last week against the Lions, and Bobby and Ginnivan really work well together. And then if you add Bo into that mix, three really good, small, crafty players who each play different parts of football, but each work really well together. A quick shout out to Finn McRae, who had 8 tackles. He came on at halftime. He had 8 tackles, led Collingwood's tackle count, and had the third highest tackles in the game. He only had 7 disposals, all handballs, but there's a lot to work with. And, it was just, again, reward for effort, that hunger. He gets into the team finally, even as the sub. Jamie Elliott came off with a corky, but he'll be okay. So look, I can really go down the list. Is the Mason Cox Darcy Cameron thing working? I didn't think Mason Cox had his best game, especially not what he did last week. But I think the Cameron Cox ruck duo, when it comes off, when it works, it's beautiful. It does, it takes a little bit of adjustments and stuff like that. I don't think, yesterday wasn't their best game together, but I do think in finals, that's the sort of link up that we go for. McStay was really good. I think Billy Frampton, for what he has had to have done without Darcy Moore, he's done it well. He might be a little bit vulnerable going into finals, but effectively in the qualifying final, there's 27 guys going into 23 spots. So I would hate to be on the selection committee, but it's going to be bloody exciting, that's for sure. But look, all in all, we did what we needed to do. We put a statement on the competition. We won the minor premiership, 70-point win. And we finished on top, and we're in a prime position. A couple of home games at the MCG coming up. It looks like we verse either Melbourne, probably Melbourne, rather than Port Adelaide, but it'll be one of those two teams. So it's going to be really interesting who we do play. But if we show this form that we showed in this game, and in the Geelong game as well, and a bit of that Brisbane game going in, I know we dipped, and I don't want to. We're not peaking, but it's just good to see that when McRae comes out and says, we need to work on the defense, or we need to work on our pressure, we've come away from this. We go back, we do it, and then we show it in the next game. So it's good to see that we're easily coachable, and I think it was either Braden Maynard or Scott Pendlebury came out and said that the other day. So it's good to see that we can make these changes on the fly, no pun intended, and go on and implement them the next week. So 2 weeks off pretty much. I've got, that game was amazing. Now a little bit about the channel. I've got a lot of things in the works. I've got a lot of irons in the fire, a lot of pies in the oven. I do not know what the saying is, but lots of exciting things. Make sure you follow me on my Instagram. Make sure, you're subscribed. You have your notification bells turned on here as well. It's going to be, really exciting. I've got a parody song coming up that I've been working on. I've been writing for the last couple of days, so that's going to be fun. We did one a couple of years ago. We'll do one again leading into finals. A couple of interviews if I can pull them off, and they're yet umming and ahhing, and hopefully we got some really good content coming out for you guys. So make sure you're subscribed. Magpies top of the ladder, minor premiers. This team, oh my god, it's just insane. I love this team so bloody much. But leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought of the game. Who was your best on ground? Who do you think is vulnerable going into the first final? Leave all your thoughts and comments down below. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.